charges. Now, fixed, truly, whenever it's coming to a component name, fixed refers to the commodity treatment. Customers want it to refer to the entirety of the supply price. But unfortunately, because we have moving markets, because we have items like PJM capacity or programs in New England like DAISY, those things may or may not be hedgeable. Regulation and government risk is not necessarily hedgeable. So a fixed product, you can absolutely hedge your energy. The supplier can go out and make that purchase for you, and you can reimburse them over time. That's how they fix an energy price. And assuming that you are right on target, and you've got appropriate swing provisions, that energy price won't move. However, in markets like PJM and New York and New England, we have more that goes into that overall supply per kilowatt hour rate, and some of those components are not hedgeable. Thus, if you're looking at a fixed all-in rather than a fixed energy only, that fixed may not mean fixed. So buyer beware. Even if a component is listed as fixed, suppliers may still be able to make adjustments midterm depending on the contract language. And we'll look at that contract language. We actually pulled a lot of different examples on the next slide. So understanding which components are included in the contract price and which are excluded is critical. We can provide these budgets. We can provide overall per kilowatt hour budgets depending on what components are in, what components are out, what components are hedged, what components are floating. We can help you guys do this math. Just because you're passing through a component doesn't mean that its cost has to be a mystery. And again, just because you're passing through a component doesn't make it free. So we are happy to help with any of those estimations. Again, passing costs through can work to the customer's benefit or to their detriment. Every customer is different. So doing that math and making a recommendation based on the particular customer or even the particular account is something that we can help with. We can analyze, make a recommendation, and negotiate specific contract language to optimize treatment for every component, regardless of whether that is energy and the customer has a strategy as far as maybe they can load shift, maybe they've got some flexible load, maybe they can do some demand response, or maybe they're or maybe we're looking at a customer who's interested in being more efficient. The cheapest and cleanest kilowatt hour is the one that you don't use. So if a customer is doing an LED retrofit and their consumption's coming down, that also means that their capacity tags are going to come down. That means their transmission obligation based on the grid measurements is very likely going to come down. We can help with all of that. We can help regardless of whether that's looking at demand charges or looking at something that's a little bit more consumption based and coming up with a hedge strategy for that. But again, like we said, fixed may not mean fixed. It depends on the product structure, and that fixed truly pertains to your energy cost. So check your contracts. Even if you have a capacity, transmission, even if ancillaries are all listed as fixed, you have a component breakout and it says fixed on it, do check your contracts, because if that component breakout says fixed, but then says, well, it's fixed, but it's also governed by our change in law, or governed by Section 5, or governed by something else, that may not be as fixed as you want it to be.